Hello there, my name is Raph and welcome to the Raphterra channel, where you subscribe for the best Legends of Runeterra deck guides on the internet. I am a Master Rank player who has competed in several seasonal tournaments and in the 2021 World Championship. Today, I'm bringing to you my full guide on Solo Nautilus Deep, an old archetype that could possibly back to high tier status, as I used it to climb at 70% win rate from Platinum to Diamond on day 1 of the World Walker expansion. Here is the decklist I used. I will also put the deck code in the description of this video. Deep is a mid-range combo deck that's built to enable the Deep keyword and dominate the mid to late game with Nautilus and his Deep Sea monsters. In order to go deep as soon as possible, the deck uses toss cards like Dreg Dredgers, Sea Scarab, Deadbloom Wanderer, and Jettison. Once deep, the deck wins by going wide with level 2 Nautilus and his Deep Sea monsters. This archetype is beloved by many players, despite being relatively weak for a long time. Prior to this expansion, Deep just had a horrendous matchup against aggressive decks, unless you hard-tech your deck list to run lots of heal cards. However, teching Deep decks with too much healing will not allow it to go deep fast enough to beat mid-range and control decks. The World Walker expansion brings 2 new cards that helps the deck significantly in this regard: Megatusk and Undergrowth. Megatusk is a new sea monster that heals your Nexus and allies at burst speed once you go deep. What's also great is that if you have level 2 Nautilus, you can play Megatusk for free. Undergrowth is a control drain spell that also progresses the Deep win condition with its toss effect. These 2 new cards gives the Deep a better matchup against most aggressive and burn decks, while also contributing to the Deep game plan. You might notice that the list I use does not run Maokai. Despite Maokai being a great toss engine, his 1-4 stat line is too much of a tempo loss on turn 4. Level 2 Maokai also only matters against a handful of control matchups. Against aggro and mid-range decks, Maokai is a big liability. There are many other toss cards available in the card pool, so Megatusk is just a better card to take Maokai's slot. To close off the deck build, my list runs Lure of Depths and Jaull Hunters for sea monster generation, as well as 2 copies of Vengeance for hard removal. Now that you've seen the deck build, let's go into how to actually play Deep. For the general Mulligan, you're always going to keep Dreg Dredgers, Sea Scarab, and Deadbloom Wanderer. Against aggro decks, you want to keep Vilefeast and Undergrowth. Against slower mid-range and control decks, you will always want to keep Lure of the Depths. Against other specific matchups, you can also keep Vengeance if you already have a good hand. Games with Deep are pretty straightforward and usually go in the following pattern. In the early to mid-game, you want to toss as much cards as possible with Dreg Dredgers, Sea Scarab, and Deadbloom Wanderer. If you can afford the tempo loss, playing Lure of Depths early can also pay off long term. The goal in this early phase is usually to just survive and trade units. You can also use Jaull Hunters and Vengeance to pick off your opponent's key units in the mid-game. Once you reach Deep, your sea monsters will have the stat advantage and you can start attacking aggressively and force your opponent into taking bad trades. Level 2 Nautilus will allow you to go wide since he discounts the cost of all your sea monsters. He already tapped under mana from the Vengeance that he casted last turn, which means that next turn we get a discounted Devourer of Depths, and then if he Ruinations, we can Terror of Tides. We do this first. Now he needs to choose either. He has to Vengeance the Terror of Tides. He's stuck between. Nice. If he didn't have Vengeance, he had no more way to win. You win when the game reaches a point where your opponent can no longer keep up with your big board of sea monsters. Now that you have a good idea of how the deck plays, let's go into some general tips. Use Lure of the Depths correctly. Against lower mid-range and control matchups, it's best to play Lure of the Depths first before playing your sea monsters to get the most out of discounts. However, if you are up against aggressive decks, do not be greedy since you can't afford the tempo loss from playing Lure of the Depths. It's much better to play your early sea monsters like Sea Scarab to make sure that you don't get behind on tempo. Use Salvage and Jettison correctly. The best way to use Salvage and Jettison is to surprise your opponent and go deep at burst speed. Outside of that, you almost never want to use them proactively unless you have no other cards to play. Pick off your opponent's units with Jaull Hunters and Vengeance. If you're up against decks with key early units like Aphelios and Maokai, you can pass first to bait your opponent into playing them, then surprise them with Jaull Hunters. In the mid-game, keeping up mana to threaten vengeance is also recommended if your opponent runs units like Illaoi, Nautilus, or Garen. Against burn decks, use Megatusk as a burst speed heal. Once you're trying to stabilize against burn decks, using Megatusk as a burst speed heal will not allow your opponent to respond with fast speed burn spells like Mystic Shot or Noxian Fervor. There might be spots where it's tempting to play level 2 Nautilus first to make the most out of his discounts, but evaluate if you might need the immediate heal before passing the action to your opponent. Be careful not to deck out. Always check the number of cards remaining in your deck. If you've already played level 2 Nautilus, avoid playing your toss cards to prevent from decking out. Sea Scarab in particular is a card that I'm usually looking to trade away or replace once I've already played level 2 Nautilus. Now, let's go into the deck's matchups. It's still too early in the expansion, but it's looking like Deep will have decent ladder matchups in the meta. This new Deep build is favored against burn decks running Annie, mid-range Demacia decks, and most non-elusive decks running Bard. However, Deep is still unfavored against scouts and faster elusive decks. I'm not going to go too deep into the matchups yet since it's too early in the expansion and we don't know yet which decks will come out on top. However, make sure to join my Discord channel so that you can see the updated matchup posters for this deck once the meta settles. Before we go into the sample games, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, consider becoming a member of the Raphterra YouTube channel for more perks. Check the join button below this video for more details. For the first sample game, we're going to go against a popular new deck, Annie Jhin Burn. Jhin Annie. We're not gonna keep this hand. I think a general misconception with this deck is that you keep toss generators. Not really. You want to keep units that toss, but generally you don't want to keep spells that toss. Like Salvage and Jettison, I almost never keep those in the Mulligan. Of course, I always keep Sea Scarab. I keep some Dredgers. Dredgers, I mean. I also keep Deadbloom Wanderer most of the time. In some matchups, I don't keep Deadbloom Wanderer. Oh, that's good for him. That will slow me down a lot. And we tossed away our Dredgers. That slows me down quite a bit. But it was a 2-for-1, so I can't be too mad at it. I can pass. Maybe he plays Annie and then we can get a free kill with Jaull Hunters. If he open attacks with Solaris on Hawk, it's not that much of a big deal. So with Annie, we can play Megatusk to defend into her. Oh, I don't like that. Not a fan of that one. I hope he doesn't have Noxian Fervor. Oh, I should have killed Annie before the attack because we will slow down Jhin. It matters. If you have the opportunity, you have to kill Annie before the attack starts so that the skill doesn't activate. Because it could matter. It contributes to Jin's level up. Okay, no Noxian Fervor. I guess I'll take that. Does he have another Revenge Flock? No Revenge Flock. Nice. We have a non-committal play with Dredgers. Still a bit far from Deep though. 9 away from Deep. I'm gonna be 5 away from Deep with Salvage. But for now, we want him to play a valuable unit, hopefully. I'm still gonna pass here. The Blade's Edge is not enough to make me commit anything. I'm just gonna pass. He burns a lot of mana. I'll take that. We have another heal. He stuns yet again. Stuns yet again. I could go Jaull Hunters or Megatusk. I like the idea of Jaull Hunters. Oh, guys. So Jhin will stun my Jaull Hunters too. This is a big attack for him. We probably need to use Undergrowth.
I have prepared something.
Yeah, everything will get stunned. Hi. It's a big attack. I probably should have passed, maybe. We'll recover our HP with Megatusk. We can go deep next turn. I'm looking forward to that. So if I use Salvage to get deep, we will get the heal of Megatusk. And I think I want to obliterate Jhin with Devourer of Deaths. This Jhin level up will be a problem if we let it happen. Good Noxian Fervor, right? Fine. We killed a Jhin. That's good. Is that already 2 Jhins we killed or just 1 Jhin? I think it's just 1 Jhin. It's just the first Jhin that we killed. But he's running out of gas. He only has 3 cards left. His board presence is nothing compared to ours. We can kill this Jhin again with Devour of Deaths next turn. Yeah, we just used Devour of Deaths here. We can also heal up with Megatusk. It's trying to get off one last attack before... We have to do this. This game is a bit close. If he has a way to make Jhin live there, we're kind of fucked.
A little puncture, a lot of pain.
Okay, this is scary.
Get him.
This is scary. We will open with Megatusk next turn. Okay, I think we're still safe. We still look safe. 5 HP is still a lot of HP. We have 2 Megatusks. We'll probably play them. That's no problem. Not a problem. Though he only has 1 card left. We can play 2 cards this turn. Let's start with the Megatusk, right? Suddenly we're back up to 8. And then we want him to block with everything. I don't think we're in a hurry to play the second Megatusk yet. We could just go Abyssal either and hit this Nexus. Deep is back, guys. Deep is back. Deep is freaking back. Deep has been sleeping in the slumbers for so long. But now finally, Deep is back. For the second sample game, we're going against another old archetype that received support cards in the new expansion. Lissandra, Talia, Thralls. Thralls again. I don't like facing Thralls. The new version of Thralls is too fast. Too fast for Deep. I think keeping double Sea Scarab might be troll here. Because they generally don't attack anyway until they have their Thralls, right? So I think I'm just gonna keep 1 copy of Sea Scarab and hopefully I get more toss cards. Not bad. So we have some good tosses here. We have Jettison and Dredgers together with double Sea Scarab. However, Sea Scarabs don't seem to be too effective in this matchup. They don't attack until they have Thralls on board. They can just stall. Unless we force them to. But we don't really have good ways to force them to outside of Jaull Hunters. That's our only challenger. So here they can just set up the Thralls and just chill. It's a good thing they didn't have the Thrall on turn 1 or turn 2. So it's a little bit delayed. Yes, the predict though. They should be looking for their combo pieces now. Either Talia or Promising Future. Nice. We have some good tosses here. We have Jettison in hand. Still 11 away from Deep. I think I'm just gonna full swing here. I don't care if my Sea Scarab dies. There's no need to protect the Sea Scarab. Because he's not gonna trade with the Scarabs anyway. We're gonna force the aggression here. We want our units to die. Even if it's the Sea Scarab. You are scary, Frozen Thrall. You are very, very scary. The Frozen Thrall is very scary. So we get 2 more tosses. We get 4 with Jettison. We draw 1. Still have a long way to go. Why does it feel so long? We have pretty good tosses this game, but Deep still feels so far. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Are we reaching the point where I Vile Feast my own Dredgers just so we go deep? Oh, never mind. If Talia is attacking, then that's good for us. Six away from deep. We're gonna be 5 away from deep with the draw. We can kill maybe Lissandra. We don't care about Talia, we care about Lissandra though. We're 5 away from deep. Jaull Hunters will die for sure before these two. So I can do this. He's down to 3 HP. I don't think we play around it. We just go. We just go and hope he doesn't have it. I don't think he has it. If he has it, he would have used it and he's gonna block with Thralls instead. Did we just win? We just out-turboed them? There's no way. He should have 3 sisters. There should be some sort of defensive spell here. I don't think we're gonna win that easily. Deep aggro? Deep aggro poggers? Yeah, he has 3 sisters, for sure. No way he doesn't. Oh, that's fine. We still get the hit off. Is there any way to get lethal here? There's no way to get lethal.
Better than eating.
Ooh. These will grow big. Oh no, another Talia. Good thing it's not leveled up. I think as long as we keep our elusives alive, we should be fine, right? Elusives will be enough. Keep us in this game. And I don't know if they're running quicksand. So the thought is always scary. We have Nautilus. If he develops, we get a chance to play Nautilus and have a good block against one of his frozen Thralls. However, by playing Nautilus, do we have to block with the elusives? Let's see. We can do this. And hopefully it's enough. This is really scary. He already used 3 sisters. Ice Shards. Ice Shards puts a bit more damage. That will push 3 more damage. Ice Shard pushes 3 more damage. So I'm gonna be down to 2 HP. And then if my opponent uses Blighted Ravine, I need to keep up mana for Vile Feast. Actually, you know what? Even if my opponent uses Blighted Ravine, I can play Megatusk, a discounted Megatusk. I think we're safe from Blighted Ravine. Am I trolling? We should be safe from Blighted Ravine. I think I'm safe from Blighted Ravine. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. We can start with that, and then we can do this. Then we're gonna go for a big attack next turn. We're gonna try to make... Nice. Jeez. That was a close game. We were the aggressor. We had to be the aggressor. We're almost diamond. We almost got him. We're almost diamond. For the final game, we'll look into a deep mirror match. We have the deep mirror. I lost the deep mirror earlier because I went too greedy with my Nautilus. I believe we should only play Nautilus once he already used Maokai. I think keeping Vengeance for Maokai is pretty big. Because Maokai will accelerate his game plan fast, but if we can stop it with Vengeance, we're good. Or Vengeance is also good on Nautilus. Oh. We want to trade more units before he has Maokai on board, right? Oh, it doesn't matter. I should not have traded there because if he didn't have Sea Scarab, I would lurk first. I would go deep first. My bad. That was a bad trade. Oh, we both had Sea Scarab, so I guess it's fine. Okay, so I could pass and save mana for a vengeance on his Maokai. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that he's tossing more than I am. But we already have Nautilus, right? Having Nautilus is a big deal. Ooh, double! Prepare for trouble, make it double. You have double Sea Scarab. What do you have, sir? You know what I could do? I could play another Jaull Hunters, and then if my opponent passes, we pass back. We burn the mana. We burn the mana. Should we Devour of Deaths the Sea Scarab? That's too vulnerable to Vile Feast. But if our opponent Vile Feast, it means he's not using it on our Jaull Hunters next turn. Yeah, it's vulnerable to Undergrowth too. Our opponent is 9 away from deep. He's 5 away from deep. I'm 11 away from deep. We should not play Nautilus until he plays Maokai. It's very important. It's extremely important. Oh, that's fine. That's okay. That's 4 tosses for us. Suddenly, we're 7 away from deep. Suddenly. Now we go deep. We shouldn't be greedy with our Nautilus. Never be greedy. I wanna be greedy with Nautilus, but I shouldn't. I know it's a bad idea to use Nautilus right now, but I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to use Nautilus. This is okay. We have the tempo advantage, so we can just relax, play reactively. The earlier we draw the Nautilus, the better for us. I should not be greedy. Note to self, don't be greedy. He could be baiting me. No, there's no way he's running Ruination. Deep decks don't run Ruination anymore. No reason for me not to do this. I'm just saving my vengeance for his Nautilus. Maokai is not a threat anymore because we have level 2 Nautilus. Yeah, that's okay. We're both going deep. We're gonna go for the open attack and make our opponent respond. Now he's forced to use Vengeance. Great. We can just keep chilling. Oh, Treasure Trove is good. We just have to make sure we don't go greedy. I don't like these tosses anymore. I'm not happy with these tosses. We're gonna Vengeance immediately. We're not gonna let you get any value out of that Nautilus. And I like doing this. This is like one of the worst. This is so bad. That's so bad. This is the best thing I can do to heal up my stuff. That's so bad. You don't realize how bad this is. However, I probably want to be replacing these two. So bad. You just have to be patient and not use Nautilus until our opponent uses Maokai. It's extremely important. We're gonna shuffle back his Nautilus and then go for the attack. Bye. Then we can play you. We're just gonna go attack. There's no way he survives this. Literally no way. Double vengeance? That was close. I was very patient with my Nautilus. Because I've learned my lesson. Do not be greedy and try to go wide with your Nautilus. Because they can go wide as well. It's just important you keep your Nautilus after they play Maokai. Now we're one win away again. We're one win from Diamond. Come on, come on. Deep has been sleeping in the lower tiers of the recent metagames. It's really nice to see Riot releasing new support cards to revamp old archetypes. What do you think of Deep? Is it back to being high tier, or will it be back to the bottom once the meta settles? Let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I hope that you're having a nice day. Good luck climbing. Bye-bye. Even if he uses Spike spell, it's not enough to kill me. Pike only has 7 power, thankfully. So Pike spell does not kill me. What? What? Wait, what? Why does he surrender?